You can find them on Twitter, you can find them on the gram. After listening to their podcast, you'll be sitting there like, damn, taking their teaching from one level to the next, reaching up to Canada and down to Mexico.
Yeah, so first, thank you, Ron. I feel the same way. For me, it's all about connections. It is just like, who are you at your core? How do you want to show up for the world? Let's have those conversations. Like, we get to have conversations with kids that help them bring out their fullest potential, that help them learn more about themselves and each other and the world. And there's no better place to do that than inside a classroom, because that's where you learn in your brain, like, oh, this is a skill I need for the future. This is a tool I need to be able to do this. There's critical thinking. There's this standard. There's this standard. There's this standard. What if we actually focused on the art of the conversation and the art of language and identity and culture and belief and who are you and transformation. It's transformative pedagogy. It's just, I am a huge believer in the process of becoming human as we experience life, as we experience school, of human-centered practice that helps kids become fully themselves and use that sense of self to look out into the world and decide, hey, this is what I want to learn. I need to know more about that. Wait, I'm curious about something. Can I go actually search for it on my own? Can I start asking some people? How do I have a conversation with someone if I have something going on with me that I don't understand? You know, what the heck is a global pandemic, right? Like, we get to help kids have those conversations and learn how to have those conversations with themselves and the world in our classrooms. And it's kind of, as you said, Joe, it's my learning journey. Like, that's my learning journey for sure. I was pre-med in college. I had my head in books. I was like pushing it all-nighters. I was just stressed. And then I decided I was going to go study in Spain. And while I was studying in Spain, I learned that I could actually learn more by talking with people. And I put my backpack on and I just like ventured out. I like went to as many countries as I could. I just talked with people and learned about the world. And at one point I ended up in Morocco, in Fez, Morocco, in a hostel, and I went to bed that night in my sleeping bag. Like, I had everything all packed, and I got bitten by a black widow on my neck. And when I woke up, my entire right side of my body was all tense, right? I was hallucinating. I was out of it. Turns out it was like this nasty spider that bit me, and I ended up having a near-death experience. Like, it changed who I am. It changed my perspective of the world. I changed from everything I need to know about who I am and how I need to be in the world comes from a book. So from outside myself to, I got to start looking at my insides. Like, what's going on in me? What do I care about? What am I passionate about? What do I want to do with the world? Where do I want to go? And that's what I think I bring to a classroom, is just, this is our learning journey. Where do we want to go? Let's create some adventure. Let's talk about it. Let's think about it. Let's imagine. Let's what if it. Let's connect. Let's share. Let's do everything we can to like activate who we are as humans, as people, and then use that to bring in the standards and how to make sense of the world and whatever else we need as a community.
Thanks for listening to the Teacher Nerds podcast. Keep up with every new episode by subscribing on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, Anchor, or anywhere you listen. Remember to visit teachernerds.com, and that's nerds with a Z. Follow us on Twitter @TeacherNerds and on Instagram @TeacherNerdsPodcast. And thank you for being one of the Teacher Nerds.